Our next guest is on a mission to help with an all too common mental health issue facing young people, and she's already made a difference. Her name is Kari Eckert. She is the founder and executive director of Robbie's Hope. She started this teen suicide prevention foundation after her 15-year-old son, Robbie, died by suicide back in 2018. The group has teen ambassadors in high schools in all 50 states. Robbie's Hope hosts an annual art competition for teens, and this year, they have their first curated exhibit at the Denver Museum of Contemporary Art. Wow. 3 years ago, singer-songwriter, her name is Sloane Simon, won the grand prize with a song in the music category. And we're very happy to say that Kari Eckert and Sloane Simon are here in the studio with us. Thank you both for joining us.
I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad this exists.
Yeah, and I'm so glad you're talking about it, as painful as this is. I'm so sorry that you lost your son that way back in 2018, but you were telling me it was a normal day at your house. You and your husband had no idea that Robbie was struggling. You were at a parent-teacher conference, but you had no idea that he was feeling the way he was feeling.
We didn't have an idea. Robbie's friends didn't have an idea. His teachers, his coaches. He seemed to be thriving. He was a good student. He was well-liked.
And then after it happened, you decided that what can I do? And you got a group of friends together to discuss. What were you how many friends, and what were you looking for? What were you hoping to hear from his friends?
Robbie was well-liked. We had a lot of kids come together. Jason and I knew that we wanted to do something to help, and we wanted to listen to kids. We wanted to know what they were talking about and what they wanted to do about this issue.
And what did they tell you?
That they knew other kids were struggling, and that they knew kids were only talking about it amongst themselves, that they weren't always getting adults involved.
And as a parent, getting that information, how do you unpack that and then teach other parents to lean in a little bit more to the children? Because we try. I have a 21-year-old, 19-year-old, 15-year-old. I try my best, but I don't always know if I'm getting through. So what is your advice after talking to these young people?
You have a handbook in your hand, a guide by teens on how to talk to teens. We need to normalize this conversation, have it at the dinner table. Just like we talk about physical health, we can talk about our mental health. For parents, I always say 2 ears, 1 mouth.
Yes.
Use them in that proportion. It's okay to listen more than you talk. That's hard to do as a parent, but really important.
Yeah. Sloane, were you a struggling teenager? How did this foundation help you?
I think high school and middle school is such an ostracizing time in your life, and it's so hard to have an open and honest conversation, not only with an adult, but your peers. So Robbie's Hope has been such a light and been so supportive all throughout high school and college and middle school.
What were you going through? How did it help you specifically? Was it something you thought you needed to talk about?
You know, Robbie's Hope was a support group I didn't even know I needed until I found it. And ever since I met Kari, it's just, she walks into a room and light instantly appears. The whole Robbie's Hope community is just so wonderful.
What can you tell us about this song that you wrote? What inspired it, and what inspired it?
So I was 16 when I wrote the song, so there's been a lot of growth since.
Okay.
But
you should own it, Sloane. You won the competition. You should own it.
The song was written about growing up and just feeling like everybody has something to say. And, you know, as a teen now with social media, and it's just difficult. And Robbie's Hope really, really helped me feel at home,
So Kari, parents will see this segment or Kari, and they will think to themselves, I wonder if this is a risk in my household. So what do they do today to explore that question and know that they are doing all they can to make sure that their child's okay?
Talk to your child. Ask them how they're really doing. Like I would have said, Robbie, on the outside you look great. Is that how you feel on the inside? And Robbie, if you're not okay, who are you going to go to? If it's not me or your dad, who are you going to go to? The issues today, they're too big. I didn't know that I needed to talk to my child about mental health and about suicide.
This is what I struggle with, Kari, because how do you know to ask, to find out how they're feeling if everything appears to be fine?
And we're also a reflection of how we grew up. And some of us didn't grow up in a household where we had daily discussions with our parents. I love my parents deeply. I do, and they did a great job raising me and my brothers. But we didn't sit around every night and talk about what was going on mentally. So it's also us parents, our adults, learning how to communicate better, right?
You can be vulnerable with your children.
That's good.
Just like you are with your best friend.
That's
good. And
good.
it's truly a responsibility of a parent to have this conversation. It's 2025. We know that mental health is a concern for young people. We have to talk about it.
Yeah. Sloane, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Kari, we appreciate you.
Sloane, by the way, was on The Voice, guys. So,
oh, wow.
And she has a beautiful voice.
And she does have a beautiful
And the art
voice.
exhibit is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you for doing that and creating that outlet. Thank you so much. And here's a reminder, if you or someone you know is struggling, you can always call the National Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. The number is 988. Again, it is 988.